Well, here we go, folks, with a brand new idea. Um, we've been playing around with this streaming stuff for a while now, and yeah, I don't know. I used to do news, kind of got away from it, and I got looking at it. It just makes more sense for me to take this a little more serious, treat this more like a job. So we'll be on the air more often than not. Trying to bring you guys as much content as we can. Let me tell you, it's a little taxing. That 5:30 a.m. to 9 o'clock a.m. show is a little, but it's more than worth it. It gets everybody in a good mood and gets them headed off to work in the right kind of mindset. So if you haven't had a chance, make sure to jump in on that when you can. I understand it's early morning stuff, but it's still worth it. Give me just a second here. All right, sorry about that. The glories of being a stay-at-home dad. It's great fun. No, you're all good, Sergeant Bob. Not worried. Not worried, sir. Sometimes we just got to vent a little bit. Anyway, so let's see who's all in. We got Sergeant Bob, One Easy Money, good to see you. Let's see, Mech Druid, greeting, what's up? Nothing's up. We're just, like I said, trying to get you guys as much content as we can and give you a good place to look when you got nowhere else to go. So, yeah, let's see here. Terry Time, good to see you. Tiana, nice to see you in here. I haven't seen you. I've seen you in the night shows. I guess I shouldn't say too much. And Grotness, hello. So, let's just break right into the news. What do you say? Let's see here. Oh, that damn thing in the way. Get out of here. Novax, how's it going? Mr. Montana, that's right. I got the little one at home, and he's deciding he doesn't want to take a nap, so he's getting told that he needs to. All right, over there on Foxhole, we got Nova X and GLP. Good to see you guys. We're just going to run through the news headlines here. If there's something that we need to dive into, we will, but Mech Druid says, lunch break, good for 40 minutes. Well, we won't be on too long. It's just kind of the noon hour, run down what we've heard and what's going on and kind of go from there. So, Brooklyn Democrat becomes latest to switch parties. Over radical un-American left-wing politics. Claims this is just the beginning. That's actually, I don't know. That's a double-edged sword there. I like to see that the left wing is losing traction, don't get me wrong, but you just got to be careful on who you're letting in the door. That's all I'll say. We run into it in our daily life, so you get people that move from out of state into state, and they are conservative, according to them. But, black ice, that ain't good. Folks need to drive careful down in them icy parts of the U.S. right now. But, they move in from out of state and they are conservative where they came from. But that doesn't necessarily mean they have the same conservative values that you currently have in your area. So, just gotta make sure to remind them, folks, that, you left there for a reason. Don't try to change it. Yeah, that is what the West Virginia governor did after he was elected. Went from Democrat to Republican. Yep. Survey finds that nearly 7 in 10 Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. No kidding. Who would have? I don't know how this is a news headline if they haven't figured that out yet. we have, well, some of it's our fault, and some of it is the times that we're living in currently. But yeah, that's kind of been a growing trend for a long time, I'm thinking. Whitlock, Joe Rogan, N-word reparations, and how the left controls public discourse. Yeah, people are still getting a paycheck. Exactly, Sergeant Bob. I don't know. And I'm not, Joe Rogan is only recently been a bastion of the conservatism movement. He definitely had he still has some left-leaning ideology. But it's just this whole cancel culture in general. It's just getting old. They don't like him because he spoke out about COVID. And since then, there's a new campaign of just attempting to tear him down. Yeah, exactly. Joe Rogan is, like I said, he's just recently came out with a lot of these beliefs that everyone is holding him on a pedestal for. So just, again, you got to be careful about who you're throwing your hat in the ring for. So, but this one's funny. Irate Chris Wallace reportedly second-guessing his decision to move from Fox News to CNN Plus. Oh, no kidding. In wake of the shocking Jeff Zucker resignation. Well, just out of curiosity, who could have ever seen that coming? So, yeah, it's, I don't feel bad for Chris Wallace at all. I hope he fails miserably. Deckard, good to see you over here. Says, well, a mighty good afternoon to you. There you go. Never heard of Chris Wallace? That would be good. Watchdog Group files ethics complaint against Trump impeachment ringleader, Representative Jimmy Raskin. He needs to go bye-bye. There's a lot of them that need to go bye-bye, though. Public University reportedly pays Soledad O'Brien $40,000 for 2-hour speaking event. I need to figure out how to get on this bandwagon to where I can, I'd come and talk for 2 hours for $40K. Shit, yeah. Only problem is it looks like that a lot of the students are saying for $40,000, I'd rather have more parking. This one shocked the shit. Well, this is what happens when you have Hunter Biden's dad in office. Report: Biden and admin to send crack pipes to drug addicts to advance racial equity. What the fuck? You can't make this up. And I thought, okay, our side has some tendency to be biased once in a while too, so I thought I'm going to go into this and read the article, make sure. Okay. The baffling measure included in the Department of Health and Human Services fiscal year 2022 Harm Reduction Program Grant Program. Wow, Reduction Program Grant Program. In the document, the crack pipe plan is described as the dispersion of federal government funds for the slightly more anodyne smoking kit / supplies. Okay. But a spokesman from the department recently told the Washington Free Beacon that the grant money will do exactly what the headline says it will do. The distributed kits will provide a safe pipes and drug addiction to use when they smoke crack cocaine and crystal methamphetamines or any illicit substance. Fuck. The spokesman reportedly explained that a supplied pipes will reduce users' chances of becoming infected. Glass pipes, often used in addicts, can sometimes lead to infection through cuts and sores. What the fuck? You have to be kidding me. This is where our tax dollars are going right now. Isn't that a wonderful feeling? We're now paying for crack pipes. I just... yeah, anyway, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is football's Joe Rogan, or Joe Biden, not Joe Rogan, for God's sake. Well, it could be. A political operative using race and racism to empower. Yeah, well, Roger Goodell needs to go. Everybody knows that. But the good news is the NFL actually has been severely hurt in the last few years. So, good on you. Thank you, Roger Goodell, for opening up people's Sundays to where they can actually enjoy their family instead of worrying about watching your god-awful games. All right. But, hey, look at this. Democratic governors in New Jersey and Delaware set to drop in-school mask mandates. We need to get kids back to normal. No shit. Glad you folks finally got along with it. You know, it took you a while. Had to drag you there, but it's just not fair to them kids. Novak's over on Foxhole says, well, how about paying for safe hookers? Just saying. Needles, crack pipes, anything to encourage dependency. Exactly. That's not a lie right there. Kids are normal, Terry says. Terry Time over on D-Live says, kids are normal? They don't even know what bathroom to use. Well, they do. It's just we try to teach them that they need to use different ones. I say we, I mean adults in their life, not necessarily us. But, yeah. Elon Musk calls out GoFundMe for double standards over shutting down the Freedom Convoy fundraisers after support of the left-wing occupation. Who could have ever saw this? I'm glad Elon, he's another one that I question sometimes his motives. But, yeah, I'm glad he's at least voicing his opinion. And so far, he appears to be either he's woke up or I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully he's waking up, I think. But that's yet to be seen. We'll see. The Texan says, didn't know you were doing a show, fucker. Oh, well. Something new we're trying this week. We're going to try, like I told folks earlier. And in fact, I said it on the morning show. But we're going to start trying to bring a little more content to everybody. We're going to try to do... Yeah, this is this is going to be taxing, but it's going to be 3 days a week, or 3 shows a day, 5 days a week. So, and then we have something special planned out for the weekends. I'll talk to you guys a little bit more on that today, but kind of let you know what's going on. All right. Welcome, Adam1673, for following over on DLive. Glad to see you. But, all right. So, yeah, Elon is, I don't know. He said a lot of things that I agree with lately, but he said a lot of things in the past that I don't necessarily agree with. Of course, I guess we don't have to agree with everyone, right? That's not what we're here for. Speaking of not agreeing, Megyn Kelly shreds Stacey Abrams' campaign statement after viral photo shows Abrams, breaking school mask mandate, unmasked our children. Yes. I can't stand... Yeah, I can't stand Stacey Abrams. And I know a lot of you can't either. I'm preaching to the choir on that one. Yeah. Tiana says the mayor of Ottawa pushed and pressured GoFundMe into doing what they did. Well, yeah. I still wouldn't let them out that easy, though. They're the ones that had to make the decision, and they did. Speaking of which, if you guys do want to donate to the Freedom Convoy, whether it's the March to D.C. or the Canadian one, I believe it's Give, Send, Go is now handling it. And they're a Christian faith-based organization, so they'll do what they say they're going to do. Let's put it that way. Stacy the Hut, almost as fat as Whoopi. Oh my, oh my. Yeah. Tiana says American football is fun to watch, or fun to play, but not fun to watch. Yeah. It used to be. Now it's not so much. Yeah. Doing like Tim Pool tried to do, more hits on YouTube. Yeah. Well, we'll see. But let's see. Pentagon's response to the explosive DoD medical data is an even bigger story than the data. Yeah. Have you guys seen anything about this story? Just kind of curious. We can dive into it a little bit here. Let's just see. We'll get her loaded up here. Okay. Now we'll take a look at the graph here. 988.3% increase in diseases and injuries reported comparing 2020 to 2021. Let's just head down here. One thing is clear about the revelation of the 2021 military epidemiology data and the military response to it. There is undoubtedly a public health and national security crisis in the military, and the Pentagon reaction only seems to be concerned with exoteric, exonerating the vaccine, not fixing its own alleged problems. Hard to believe. That's because everybody's worried about pushing this same fucking bullshit narrative. It's now certain that the Military Health Surveillance System, DMED, showed a massive increase in sickness and injuries diagnosis in 2021 over previous years, particularly in the neurological, cardiovascular, oncological, and reproductive health categories. Any of that sound familiar? The military is a very tiers and cryptic system, or a statement to PolitiFact. Wow, I'm having trouble here. Last week admitted as much, but claimed without any further explanation that the data in the system, accessed by the several military doctors working with attorney Thomas Renz, was only a fraction of the true number that existed. Here we go again, taking care of our military folk. In the words of a Pentagon spokesman, it was a glitch in the database. Just a glitch. Where those true numbers existed? Why they weren't in the system for 5 years? What exactly was in the system? And why the 2021 numbers were accurate according to the DoD account remains a mystery. Yeah. But did anybody notice what the big hang-ups were there? And it was cardiovascular, neurological. This was sickening. Female high school student brutally beats female classmate with more than 30 punches to her head, while other students simply laughed. What do you say? I mean, kids are... I don't know. It appears that things just keep getting worse, and to think that all the other students just stood by and laughed. What can you say? U.S.-born figure skater who renounced her citizenship to compete in China slammed after last place finish. Such a disgrace. Well, that will happen. This is just funny. An Olympic figure skater who was born and raised in California, but who renounced her U.S. citizenship to compete for China in this year's competition, is being slammed online by Chinese detractors following botched performance over the weekend. Oh. Well, just be happy you were born in the United States, otherwise you may not even exist there, young lady. Spotify CEO bucks cancel culture, refuses to remove Joe Rogan. Canceling voices is a slippery slope. Well, somebody may actually get it. I doubt it. We'll see if they stay strong and leave the program alone. And to be honest with you guys, I know I mentioned that Joe Rogan is not necessarily somebody that we want to put up on a pedestal quite yet. He's saying some good things, don't get me wrong, but he said some bad things in the past that we need not forget. But I don't, even when they took Whoopi off The View, I came out and said, cancel culture in general is just wrong. Whether I agree or disagree has nothing to do with whether or not that person should be able to say what they want to say. It's a slippery slope no matter what side we celebrate it on. So let's keep that in mind. I did see where Rumble offered him $100 million to come over to Rumble, and yeah. I don't know. I don't, well, I can't remember. I think it was a $100 million contract he has with Spotify too, so I don't know. That's a tough call for him to make, and I'll let him do it. So insane email sent to all Loudoun County school principals shows what they really think of parents. Do you guys even want to look at this, or is it just going to piss you off? I don't think we want. Well, we'll see if we can get a brief synopsis of what they said. I don't think we wanted to read this, but we'll rattle it off here quickly. Loudoun County Public Schools are in hot water again. Remember, this is the school district that brutalized, arrested, and then smeared as a domestic terrorist the father of one of the two girls who were sexually assaulted by the boy in a skirt. Then, in what might be an attempt to distract people from the handling of the rapist, blah, 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 the school district went full draconian overlord on mask enforcement, bucking Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin's executive order empowering parents to decide whether or not their children should wear a face mask in school. But what did they say now? Let's go right down here. Might be easier to see. Now let's see. Mask enforcement. Parents should only be admitted at your discretion. Reminder, while parents have certain educational rights, they do not have the right. Yeah, here, let's see if we can blow this up a little better. Now I gotta go to Twitter. I hate Twitter. I'll see if I can bring it up, though. Might not fit the screen very well. Okay. Remember, while parents have certain educational rights, they do not have the right to enter your school without proper vetting and permission. For parents picking up kids, consider keeping them outside and bring their child to them. Wow. They just want to make damn good and sure that parents just have no authority. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, basically it's saying parents should not be around. Parents should only be admitted at staff's discretion. Bullshit. Well, I can't say that because, schools are not, they're a public school, but they're far from owned by the public anymore. Let's put it that way. No sun in my cave and no windows? Well, you got to get a better cave. COVID-19 vaccine may impact women's menstrual cycle, study shows. Well, just what we want to do is start learning about this stuff after we've stuck it in everybody's arm. Well, not everybody's, but yeah. Yeah, Mech Druid, that's true. Even asshats and racists deserve freedom of speech. Just don't expect me to listen. That's right. It looks like everybody's coming out in defense of Joe Rogan. Retired Navy SEAL Jocko Willink delivers powerful defense of Joe Rogan while providing eye-opening warning about living in an unforgiving world of judgment and destruction. That's true. "16 members of the Penn's women's swim team asked the NCAA to protect them from men in women's sports." See, the only problem is you got to use the right verbiage here. You'd have to say transgender women in women's sports, because it's... Yeah. Well, you all know. This is all such a fucking joke. Basically, it's men have, and I'm not going to say all men, but these men have gotten to the point where they realize that they suck so bad in trying to be in men's sports that the only way that they can stay relevant in sports is to pretend to be a woman, and that's a fucking pathetic place for us to be. Yeah, it's just, what the hell do you say to that? Terry Time says, I grew up in the 80s. If I see a dude in a dress, I'm gonna laugh. And no, I don't care what anyone thinks. Me and you both, bud. It's always worth a good laugh. Let's see. Oh, this is great. Let's see here. I gotta load some more articles here. Summer Breeze, we'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out over your break. Okay. Let's see, I'll back that down a little bit here. Ron Klain may soon be out as White House Chief of Staff. Oh, well, how about we all throw a fit like they did when Trump used to have to fire people? Terry Time's on a roll over there on D-Live. It says, kick them in the balls. If they fall down in pain, they don't get in women's sports. So YouTube is taking down streamers' videos of the trucker protest in Ottawa. It doesn't surprise me, I guess, but it's kind of bullshit, but it doesn't surprise me. Ratings for the Beijing Olympics tank. 2022 opening ceremonies hit all-time low in TV viewership. It's because nobody cares. I don't care. Does anybody actually care about the Olympics? I mean, it used to be, used to be a form of national pride, and now it's meh. Just meh. But Blue State's Attorney General help the Mexican government sue gun manufacturers. You fucking Don't get me started on this. I'm just going to move on. Otherwise, we'll be here all day talking about gun laws and how fucking retarded all of it is. Stacey Abrams deletes photos of herself grinning, unmasked in a classroom surrounded by young children forced to wear masks after being called out for breaking mask mandate. Mask. That's a lot of masks. Anyway, yeah. We already saw that earlier, so I'm sorry, but she looks a lot like Jabba the Hutt. And he does a piece of solo. And just not okay. No, not okay. Does no one watch South Park? Macho Man shouldn't be in women's sports. Anyway. No, Mech Druid says, nope, archery was my only interest. Well, there you go. Ew, what's that? Blonde BLQ says, ew, what's that? That's Stacey Abrams yeah. Guns are made of recycled plastic bottles these days. Well, there might be some. I don't know. Some plastic on there. Canadian police call the Freedom Convoy we've seen this before, a nationwide insurrection. I think these son of a bitches, I'm not calling for violence by any means, and I would never do such a thing, but it would be interesting if these folks were actually reminded what a true insurrection fucking looks like. But I'm not calling for violence, so that's not something I do. Well, let's see. MechDruid says ATF plans to pull FFLs if they don't respond to all national gun trace requests. Well, yeah, that's not surprising. All right, here we go. Here's your first big name calling for let's say civil unrest. Hellboy actor Ron Perlman says it's time for blue states to separate from red states. Spooky words, just saying. Let's see. He's a coward. Did Twitter mob just send GoFundMe CEO who nixed Canadian truckers fundraiser into hiding? I'd guess. Guessing you ran for the fucking hills. I don't need to read more shit about Joe Rogan. It's getting to be overkill. Virginia mother rips school board to shreds over mask mandate. Blatant political theater. Yep. Just another way to control your kids. Bill Maher blasts pandemic misinformation spread by health officials. Ooh. No. Anyway. Delivers laundry list of things the medical industry complex got wrong. I'm sure there's a ton. And here's another one. You know, Bill Maher, he's a 10-foot pole guy for me. And, you know, you just keep him away. It's always that. I don't know. It seems to be he Now, I'm not going to say it. You guys can make up your own mind on Bill Maher. He's got a lot of proving to do as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. What else do we got? Republican leaders commit to investigating GoFundMe because the company took down the Freedom Convoy fundraiser. Well, good. I hope to Christ they do. That would, well, to be honest with you, I don't know if much is going to come from an investigation. Doesn't seem to anymore. Tech stocks lose billions in value as Apple moves to secure user data. His finger is in the wind. Okay, I got to figure out what's going on over here. Novak says quest for fire, dude. Don't know what's on. What's going on there? I must have missed something. Unvaccinated Canadian dad loses custody of 3 children. This is such a... And you know, I think it happened down here in Texas, didn't it? I remember it. This vaccine mandate shit, it's going too far. And we've let it go too far now. It's our own damn fault. Russia and China agree to a no-limits relationship at the Beijing Olympics. Well, this is great. I just... I can tell you on no uncertain terms is this a good thing. 9,000 Americans remain stranded in Afghanistan, according to the new Senate report. Oh, wait, I thought, no, we haven't left anybody behind. No. Whoops. Who knew we would actually look into it? Blonde BLQ, thank you for the shades over on DLive. Or over on Foxhole, sorry. I was looking at DLive and thinking Foxhole. This is the fun part about multi-streaming. You can type 21 words per minute, just not in English. Novax, that one's a good one. Anyway. I like that. I'm going to have to use that. I can type 21 words a minute, just not in English. OAC says capitalism is not a redeemable system. Calls for Facebook to be broken up. She's such a fucking dork. Left-wing exodus. The Obamas may be leaving Spotify too. Oh, does anybody actually bother to listen to them? Just curious. I wouldn't. I listened to him enough when, he thought he was the boss. No. Tulsi Gabbard says that censorship in America is paving the way for dictatorship. Say what you want about Tulsi Gabbard. She's another one that, I think the only reason that she has a D next to her name is because that's the only way you can live or win in Hawaii. But, Novak says, see, I donated something today. Yes, you did. I like that saying. I'm going to have to remember that one. I can type 21 words a minute. But, just not in English. Papa Bear 50 says I'd vote for her. Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard seems to have her head screwed on pretty straight for, especially for a Democrat. I think, like I said, if she didn't live in Hawaii, she probably would not be a Democrat, but never heard of Tulsi Gabbard? Really? No. Friend of mine wanted to take a job at CIA Base 3 in Afghanistan. Told her not to trust company or army. Wow. She took my advice, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, Tulsi's got some pretty decent ideas. I guess if that was my options down in Hawaii, I would probably, might even bend an ear and listen to what she's got to say. Yeah, Grotness, you feel the same way I do. I agree with Tulsi more than I'm comfortable admitting. Yeah, see? That's where I'm at with her. It's hard to come to that agreement, but I don't know. I guess I need to stick to my guns of I'll vote for the best person, not necessarily what party they're in. Sean Joe, thank you for the cookie over on Foxhole. Appreciate it. Let's see. ESPN guest suggests America lacks the moral high ground to condemn China for human rights abuses. What? We've got assaults on the voting rights of our people of color. Seriously, you want to compare China's human rights abuses to America? Okay. Okay. I don't even know how to. I can't argue stupidity, and that's just way too dumb for me to even try to argue, so I'm just going to move on. Well, we already knew about the fundraiser shutdown there. Ex-researcher at Google accused the company of being racialized and maintaining white supremacy. Google? Okay. There's some of these are just amazing. After sparking outrage with social media post, Susan Sarandon issues an apology to the families of 2 slain NYPD officers. Susan Sarandon is moving on. My dog is dreaming and she just barked and woke herself up. That was interesting. YouTube influencer pranked aggressive cops for views, and they arrested him and charged him with a felony. You can, look into Tulsi's history. She's, like I said, she's not a dyed-in-the-wool conservative by any means. But she appears to be, well, just like a lot of them out there. There's a lot of awakening going on right now, and Tulsi was way ahead of the curve on that. Like I said, I don't agree with everything that she said, but she's someone to keep an eye on. Let's put it this way. Yeah, exactly. Blonde BLQ says, in Hawaii, you have to be a Dem to get elected. Very true. Let's see. Mark Levin. Congress is too busy chasing Trump to support NATO allies. That might be a good thing. I didn't say that. Video shows a good Samaritan in a cowboy hat jump in to help cop struggling with a suspect who grabbed her gun. Wow. I'm thinking good thing that feller was there. I believe so, yeah. Tulsi Gabbard was military. Yep. One Easy Money says, even the clock's right 2 times a day. Well, that's true. Republican National Committee censors Representative Liz Cheney. This is old news, but it's worth saying. And Adam Kissinger. I feel will immediately cease any and all support of them as members of the Republican Party. Toodles. Hundreds of California students protest mandates by following Governor Newsom's example of ditching masks. Well, there you go. Resurfaced video shows New York City Mayor Eric Adams calling white NYPD officers a racially charged slur in 2019. Well, that doesn't matter. No big deal there, right? Biden calls Glock handgun with 40-round magazine a weapon of war in gun control remark. He don't understand. Michelle Avenatti, convicted of stealing nearly $300,000 from former client, Michael. Client Stormy Daniels. Well, Stormy, that's okay. You didn't need that money anyway. NBC gushes over Beijing Olympics as China shoots giant middle finger to the U.S. Is that surprising in some way? Blake Shelton sees a 6-year-old boy in crowd holding a sign. Turns out kid needed heart transplant, and Shelton invited him on stage to sing God's Country. Well, hopefully the kiddo gets his heart transplant. Well, Florida undercover child sex predator operation leads to arrest of a dozen men in 5 days. Good. In fact, I believe Foxhole does help support the fight against child trafficking. So, good on you guys. Yeah. We need to remember to let kids be kids sometimes, and there's a lot of folks that have a hard time with that. Laura Logan quits Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, says she will not contribute to big tech companies that exploit children. Well, that's all of them, so good luck. Gotta do away with the whole fucking works. Adam Carolla suggests people only listen to AOC because she's attractive. I had a horse that looked like her once. I guess that's attractive to you. Oof. I love this. Iowa bill proposes video cameras in nearly every classroom. States teachers union calls measure completely outrageous and dangerous. So let me get this straight. The tire changer at Walmart has a camera on him and he's perfectly okay with it. Goes to work every day, doesn't bother him a bit. But yet, having a camera in a classroom, that's a problem. Yeah, okay. I don't see why, but okay. Critics rip former Biden health advisor for peddling lie unvaccinated kids are likely to get serious COVID. Huh. Evidently, these folks think that we can't read, I guess. I don't know. Cheering school children celebrate custodian after he becomes a U.S. citizen. All right. That's cool. I mean, at least he did it the right way, and he's, he went about it the right way, I guess I should say. Let's go that way. All right. I don't know how much more of this we can take, but we're going to do one more, I think. Jon Stewart defends Joe Rogan. Says it is a mistake to censor a person that you can engage with. Very true. All right. So that is the news for most of the weekend, plus what's going on today. Kind of, yeah. I don't know. There were some hopeful stories in there. There was a few hopeful stories in there. But for the majority, it's not the greatest sounding stuff. And yeah. So, I did want to talk a little bit about the convoy to freedom that was going on, or is going on, up in Canada. And a little bit about what we need to be prepared for down here, to give those guys every opportunity that they can to pull some stuff off down here that we need to get done. So up in Canada right now, I think they're on day 11 of the blockade. So far, so good. I did see where the the officers were starting to arrest people that were bringing supplies to the truck drivers. So that news was from the Blaze Media. So sure, I want to do this every day. You know what? Eventually there will be some good stories that we can talk about too, and stuff that we can celebrate. It's just news is news. You know how that goes. But looks like they're beginning to arrest people that are trying to supply these truck drivers, and I don't know why. I don't know on what grounds that would. Of course, it's Canada, so I don't know exactly their laws up there, so I can't speak to it, but I don't understand truly what these guys are actually hurting, other than they're shutting down the, day-to-day travel in the town, and for the best I can tell, it's a pretty peaceful protest. I think the calls of violence and stuff like that. Well, one, you have some outside actors that are getting involved with that, but I don't know. Not good. So we have to keep in mind that it's they still need our help. They still need our support up there. They're still fighting the good fight, and whilst we're supporting them, we also need to be supporting our own here at home, because it sounds like March 1st they're going to do a convoy to DC. So we need to be prepared for that, and that's going to be... We need to prepare for that in a couple of different ways. I need positive energy. Well, positivity. Look at that. Wow, when you do this, my eye looks really red, and it's really not. Anyway. We need to have our stockpiles set aside so we can keep these boys doing what they need to be doing as long as we can. So be thinking about that as far as food and fuel, paper goods. I know most everybody in these chat rooms, whether it be on DLive or over on Foxhole, you guys have been hearing me preach about this for quite a while. But it's coming on go time now, so we need to kind of make sure that we're in a good place for when this all goes down. So they can stay as long as they need to get the job done that we're wanting them to get done. So that being said, set a little money aside here in the next few weeks. They're giving you enough heads up. I mean, March 1st is still quite a ways off, so let's get our stuff gathered up and get it kind of set aside and ready to go. One Easy Money says they were actually picking up their garbage. Savages. Yeah, I saw that. They arrested them for aiding and abetting mischief. I've yet to see the mischief come out of there, but whatever. I guess. March 1st, I heard. Yep, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, the morning music show is fun. That's definitely our positive energy that carries us through the day of the fun stuff. So if you haven't had a chance, please get over and check out Montana in the Morning from 5:30 a.m. till 9:30 a.m. So it should cover everybody on their way to work or waking up in the morning. But yeah, good times. We do a request line. You guys can request the songs that you want to hear, and it is definitely positive energy to start off the day. But we still need to keep an ear to the news, so we'll be doing that. And then tonight, nobody really knows this, but tonight, there's a special guest coming on the show. That's one that we haven't heard of or heard from in a while. And there's some folks, especially over on DLive, that know this gentleman well. And he's going to give us a perspective from the other side of the world on what's going on. A true first-hand perspective of what's going on. Tonight, for as long as I can have him, Mr. Smokey Randy will be live on the Montana Free TV show. So make sure to be tuning in for that. That's at 7 o'clock tonight, and of course that's 7 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time, for those of you that are wondering. Blonde BLQ says, still not getting used to the early mornings. I know. But it's the best time of the day. Early morning before all the shit has happened. It's wonderful. I request I Got You, Babe, because it's still Groundhog's Day. Well, tell you what. Be there tomorrow morning and I will play I Got You, Babe. Biden will declare war on the invaders from America. Well, there's a chance. There is a chance. He has attempted to activate the military before. Of course, it was for his inauguration, but, Anyway. Tiana says it's a bogus charge, not holding up in court at all. They know it's all optics. Yeah, that's true. Blonde BLQ, yeah, don't stay up till 2 a.m. and you'll be fine. Anyway, folks, just wanted to do a short show for over the noon hour, just to give you a rough idea. I'm going to hit refresh just to make sure there's no new news that has hit the ground while we're here talking. Make sure there ain't anything else that we need to cover. I'm hoping there won't be. There was some other interesting stuff that happened, but yeah. We're not gonna talk about the sad stuff, right? We've had enough. One Easy One, he says he loves starting off his day listening to everyone's requests. Absolutely. So, anyway, we're going to get the heck out of here, folks. Like I said, just a short show for the afternoon. Quick rundown on what's going on in the news, just to let you guys know what to be looking for. And please, 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 if you didn't catch anything else from this, go out and buy it just a little bit extra this go around. Whether it's an extra, extra little bit of toilet paper. I'm not telling you to go out and go nuts. And any shelf-stable food, stuff like that. Pick up as little bits at a time. And by the end of the month, you'll have more than a good enough stockpile. And you won't feel like you had to break the bank to get it done in a hurry. So make sure to get out and get that handled. And other than that, folks, I think we are going to bid this adieu. I do appreciate all the donations over on Foxhole. You guys definitely help keep this going. So I will catch you all here in the very near future. I'm going to open up the scratch-ins. We probably should do that quick. The scratch-ins should be released here, hopefully. See if we can get it to stick. Everything does work better in the morning, I will say that. No one can question authority without being punished. Well, that's true. As long as you're ready for the punishment. Alright, looks like the scratch-ins are open, so have at them, folks. Go have a great time, and we're going to... Actually, we probably should play a commercial before we get out of here, just to help pay for some of the bills. And yeah, alright, here we go. Built Bar. Now here's a new one. If you guys aren't, if you've never heard of Built Bar, you really need to. Head over to Built.com. If you want to eat a candy bar that's actually a protein bar, low in sugar and high in protein, check out Built.com. Find a lot of bars, cookie dough, any of those great tasting little candy bars. Super high in protein, super low in sugar, so you don't have to worry about eating them if you're, let's say in my scenario where you're a little bit of a bigger feller. Educating our kids with our values is more important than ever. Check out the Tuttle Twins series. It's a children's book series that helps educate your children in the ways of conservative values. There's study guides at the end of every book to help parents with, the questions that we need to ask to make sure that the kids understand what they just read. So if you would, head over to montanafree.net, click on Educational Alternatives, and you'll be able to find it there. Trust me, your child's future is worth it. So do you want to help support the channel and be able to tell everyone you're an official MFer? Well, say it with pride and head over to montanafree.net. You'll find some of the best MFTV apparel over there. And don't forget about the beer mugs. And if you want to, you can always say, "Let's go, Brandon." So head over to montanafree.net, check out the apparel today. You won't be disappointed.
Food supplies have been completely wiped out. We have our evacuation of all counties. I report complete devastation. We have a giant squall, cloud, just gobbling up everything in their path. Total loss of life.
There are forces in this world that remind us of how fragile we are. We thought we were safe. We thought it could never happen to us. Then life like a fog descends upon us, blanketing our memories. Through the haze, we travel its hidden paths, lost in its secret places. And when the storm, turbulent and immovable, forces us to shelter, we remember. It calls to us, calls us back. Back to the ports and the harbors of our past. We fight the currents that pull and drag us off course, not a light or star to chart the way. And when we arrive, we don't always know it at first, the places we once loved guised by time. Then we see it, the place we've been trying to get back to. Safe at last, we've found our way home.
Over to montanafree.net and check out our affiliate program that we have with My Patriot Supply. They support us, and we'd love to support them. Alrighty, folks. Well, thank you for sticking with me while we paid a few bills there. Other than that, yeah, I think we're going to get the heck out of here. So if you get a chance, check the website out. It's montanafree.net. You'll find a lot of good information over there for you, plus any of the affiliates that we deal with. Other than that, folks, we're going to bid this adieu. We will see you back here at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And we have Smokey Randy and Ozzy that isn't afraid to speak his mind. So make sure you're over here for that, and I'm sure it'll be a fun time. We laugh and joke and cut it up, but yet still get down to brass tacks. So, alrighty, folks, we'll catch you later. Hey, if you could do one thing for me, make sure to keep your heads up, keep your head on a swivel, put on the armor of God, and everything's just going to be okay. See y'all tonight.